Are you new?
He is new.
At Are You New? Because you're new. Oh, yeah. So the way this works. Welcome to my podcast.
I'm here. It happened.
You're here. It's
Yes.
exciting.
I'm so proud of you, by the way. Before we start, this is so major.
Thank you.
This is a big girl studio, and
Yay.
you're doing the big girl thing, and you're killing it.
Thank you.
I'm finally here, and I'm never here. So
I know.
we made it work.
Dear readers, Anuja doesn't live in New York. So that's why this is a big deal, because I finally got her here. It's really nice. The way we run this is we're just going to chit-chat, catch up, and then we're going to go into your first-time experience, and then we're going to play a game. With that being said, your favorite comfort show is Sex and the City, right?
Oh, gosh, there's a few. But right now it is Sex and the City because I'm near the city. Jersey City.
Yep. Oh.
City adjacent.
Mhm.
But my living room sees the skyline, so I watch it.
She's
and then I just
gazing
look out and I'm like,
at the city.
I'm Carrie Bradshaw. There's no difference.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Wait, what are your other comfort shows?
Oh, you know this. So it's Gossip Girl.
Okay, yes, I did know
Gilmore Girls, all the girls.
I
New
thought
Girl,
about that. Any show that starts with a girl. I love that we're
Gone Girl.
Any show that has a
This
girl
girl,
in it.
that girl, one fish, two fish.
The girl on the train.
The girl on the train. Any show.
But never
has the
women.
word
It's
girl in
never women. Just girl.
But Gilmore Girls is very othering because I just don't relate to their lifestyle. But it's like a fall rewatch.
It's a cultural experience. That's how I learned about white people.
I truly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you feel this way, but I've been feeling it lately. I'm aging out of my comfort shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I can't relate to high schoolers anymore, and it's unfortunate. Like, I can't relate to, I can't watch Pretty Little Liars. It's just so low stakes.
No. And Gossip Girl, I remember eating up the drama and the miscommunication and whatever, and feeling that angst and feeling like the characters were justified.
Yes.
And now when I watch it, I'm like, this is nonsense.
It's
and now I can't root for anybody.
My adult brain is like, this could have been an email. You didn't need to leave Brooklyn to go to the Upper East Side to have a 2-minute conversation that could have been a text message. And the whole show hinges on them sending text messages to each other. So it's like I don't understand why. You traveled to say something you could have texted.
And mind you, it actually also takes place in a 4-block radius, because the entire thing is they hate leaving the Upper East Side. That's the entire premise. But the adults are more annoying.
Living in easily a $5 to $7 million loft in Dumbo, and he's
Dan
the poor
fully
one.
had a trust fund. He was a little trust fund baby, but he was in poverty.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I
remember.
can't
Shut off the basic logic anymore, and I try to watch it for the vibes because it's it's more of a nostalgic thing, but.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to find my comfort shows that feel relevant, and unfortunately, Sex and the City revolves around a bunch of women in their 30s, and I'm like, I'm a woman in my 30s.
New Girl still holds up. Insecure is really good.
I have heard Insecure. You've been talking about this for a while.
Insecure,
I haven't actually given it a chance yet. I need to watch it.
Insecure is very relevant.
That's Issa Rae, right?
It's Issa Rae.
I love her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, so I need to give that a go.
Yeah, Insecure, Fleabag. Incredible.
Loved Fleabag.
Yeah, really, really incredible. The old comfort show. Mind you, my guest before you, Sarah, we were talking about the CW, which is where Gossip Girl, Smallville, whatever. We were talking about all those shows.
Was that also the OC and One Tree Hill?
I think the OC was One Tree Hill. The OC was Fox, I think.
Okay.
Shout outs to all the. We were on. These were all very angsty shows.
The stakes were high.
The kids need that, though. They don't have anything now.
I think it's also it's important for kids to feel like there's a show they can watch where their small reality feels super important.
Yes.
But then, unfortunately, when you get older and you start looking at
bills, it's the bills. It really...
It's the bills. It's the current events.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're so conscious of being alive.
Right. It's the stakes in Rosewood or in these small towns are I guess comforting because they seem not important.
Yes. And everything does get resolved somewhat. It might take 2 seasons back, and then a storyline will die out, and you're like, okay, everything is fine now.
There we go.
Being an adult is fun, they said.
It's going good so far.
It's great. Everything we were promised as millennials, it's working out
It's
for
working
us.
out. Exactly. We're fine.
We're doing great. Today, I have one of my oldest best friends. We've known each other since the 4th grade. If you're like, I swear this girl been on her show before, like she's lying right to my face. No, I'm not. This is Anuja Joshi.
The
14-minute younger sister
That's right.
of Anuja Joshi, who was
right.
previously on my podcast. Anuja is an incredibly talented actress, stunning as you can see, incredible friend, and now LA native.
There we go. There it is.
Formerly of the
West
East Coast.
Hollywood.
Woo!
Jury's still out on that, but
yeah, you guys have you lot got really good sushi, and I love that for you.
we do.
We all have our little things that we like, and LA has that.
We
Great canyons,
All the canyons,
fog,
some valleys,
yeah,
some
hills,
traffic,
hills and valleys,
hills and valleys,
heart,
ocean and fires.
yay! Oh,
Right. It's true.
might clip that out. But yeah, welcome to my bestie.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Here, have you been? You've been staying in Jersey City for a little while. How's Jersey been? Because
It's been good.
quick background, Anuja went to NYU for film school, and so she's lived in New York for quite some time, and then she's been all around. But most recently, she's been in Jersey, which is not an experience she's had before.
No, I have not. And actually, Jersey City wasn't really, I guess, as like on, I hate saying that, but like on the map as it is now. Because when I went to college, I lived here for 6 years. I graduated in 2015. Not a lot of people lived in Jersey City, but now it's very family oriented. The other day, and it was so funny. You were like, I just want you to admit your agoraphobia.
I just don't understand.
It's like, I feel like, I don't know. I
think, Anuja Joshi, why do you feel like you hate the outside? What did the outside ever do to you?
The outside is too unpredictable. I like my 4 walls. No, I mean, I actually think it wasn't as bad when I lived in Manhattan.
No.
Because I feel like there's such a like desire to get out of your apartment because you're usually not in huge living quarters. You know, it's like when we both are from Maryland, right? So when we're home, we're visiting our families. We have larger spaces to live in. It's like suburbia. And I remember like one trip I went home and I realized like 4 days later that I hadn't been outside.
Oh my God.
And I'm not even talking about like I hadn't even gone on my driveway.
It hadn't. No, it's the fact that it didn't even cross your brain that you hadn't
going from
left.
upstairs to downstairs to basement, kitchen to upstairs,
and you're like,
okay,
what a full day.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
And if I want fresh air, I'll like open the door onto my deck so I feel like I went outside.
You're so unwell.
But I think in New York, like you need to get out. Like you will lose it, right?
Yeah,
so
you're
you
suffocating.
go outside and you are part of like this bustling city and everything is compact and close together. I think after living in LA, there's a lot of driving involved to get anywhere. And my husband and I are still working on this. By that, we're not working on it at all. But I'm terrified of driving. And that's because I never really deserved my license. And then and then I moved to New York and then I moved to India. And in India, people usually use drivers or like rickshaws or Ubers.
Our best friend would drive us around when we were in high school.
Yes.
And like Anuja had no desire. I had no desire to drive, but Anuja had like less of a desire.
Well, I think
I didn't want to drive. I don't know because for me, it's like I get bored. I'll be like stuck on traffic and I'm like, I feel like this is a job for somebody else and that shouldn't be me because I'm not interested in
So
this.
You're bored. I'm scared.
Yes, you're scared.
I don't
That was
like
the difference.
I feel like I don't trust myself. I also feel like I get overstimulated. I feel like I'm going to miss something. It's so funny because we went back to Maryland recently. So I don't like, I moved to Atlanta to shoot this show and I lived there and I ended up
Shout out to The Resident. What's up?
Resident.
You can see it on Netflix. Go ahead.
Please
Start binging it. It's cute.
Please do. But when you relocate for a show, industry standard is that is your home base now.
Okay. Yeah.
And so
for tax reasons.
And just everything. Like it's all baked into your contract, right? So they don't tell you where to live. They just give you a lump sum of money and they say, figure out where you want to live because this is your home now. You've relocated to a new city.
Yep.
So a lot of that comes with, you have to get yourself to work.
Yeah.
right? Because you live there now. So a lot of people get cars, or they'll like lease a car, or they'll ship their car over from wherever they live, because this is kind of a long-term deal. So I remember having this like awkward conversation with my manager and my lawyer being like, I don't know how to drive. And so where everyone decided to live was Midtown Atlanta, because that's where everything kind of is.
Yes.
We shot the show in a town called Conyers, Georgia, which was basically acres and acres of farmland and then studios because of all of the like square footage.
Yeah.
And that was a 45-minute drive.
I didn't realize it was that far. I'm not going to lie to you. Way. I really thought it was close by.
No, it was far. It was 45 minutes each way. And it was 45 minutes in the morning without traffic. Like coming back, sometimes it'd be like an hour and a half. But the cast entirely decided to live in Midtown because that's where things are. A lot of them had children who needed to go to school. And Conyers is quite literally just very
farmland.
Yeah, it's like there's not a lot of people who live there. So I was like, okay, I'll live in Midtown with everybody. Why would I live in Conyers? And then I was like, I got to get to work. And I just thought someone would take me.
I'm imagining everybody in production, you being like, oh, yeah, so like, I don't know how to drive. And I'm sure the first thing they're like, are you not an adult? Did anyone check our ID?
No, it was incredibly awkward because so my lawyer called me and she was like, so you don't know how to drive or you don't want to drive? Because they're two different things. And I said, I actually don't think I can confidently say I know how to drive because it's been so many years since I've ever been behind the wheel. And Atlanta is notorious for having extremely like intense drivers.
Erratic drivers.
And there's a lot of accidents on the freeway and we had to go basically on entire freeway to get to work.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, this might be an issue because you have a driver's license that was scanned when we signed your contract.
Okay, but like, did nobody ask me if I could drive? You asked for my license.
They're like, it's a valid license, so we need to explain why. And then I basically had to admit that I'm anxious behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not our problem. Like, what? So
no, it's a medical condition. It's valid.
And so what ended up happening is I had to Uber to work for a really long time.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, there was an Ubering era.
Well, I realized it was a liability issue, right? It's like you're working and then like whenever production is taking you anywhere, it's like an insurance thing. So I had to figure it out. I got a lot of rides from castmates.
Oh my God.
I did that for like almost 2 years. And then I said to my uncle, was like my husband, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Hi, uncle.
Hi.
We're breaking the fourth wall. He's in here. He's in the room.
Yeah, I'm just like watching his like, this subject is such a sore subject. But he's like, this is out of control. This is unacceptable, very bad behavior. We need to like get you behind the wheel. I was like, I'm scared. Atlanta's scary. We need to practice in a place where there's not scary drivers. Then we moved to LA, and then I hear from everyone that LA is also a scary place to drive. Oh my God,
yes.
So why would I learn as an anxious driver anywhere where there's scary drivers?
No, this is detrimental.
So then Uncle, after so much patience, was like, Anuja, we're gonna learn in Maryland. Whenever I go home to visit my family, he's like, you gotta get behind the wheel. No longer excuses. Like, and to be honest, touch wood, it is a pretty relatively like suburban.
Yeah, it's chill.
Like sometimes there's no one on the road. So like, what a great way to learn.
It's a 2-lane situation. You'll be fine.
And I find myself making all kinds of excuses, like, oh, I have a headache, or like, oh, Mom
I have
needs
a headache.
the car,
I can't drive. Is genuinely hilarious.
And so was it once or twice? I think the first time, twice something scary happened. One time.
What, Anuja?
What?
Was it a scary something, or was it scary to you?
Okay.
That's not giving actual scary.
It was actual scary because one time I did a tiny drive from my house to the nearest shopping center.
Okay.
Which is probably like 7-8 minutes of straight road.
Yep.
And we did it in the middle of the day.
Yep.
And I'm like trying to breathe and calm down. And I'm like mirrors, light, brake, pedal, whatever. And out of nowhere, in the middle of the day, which never happens in Maryland, not a deer. It looked like it was the size of like a bear. It was the biggest deer I've ever seen.
What? Was it a bear? And would you say a bear?
It flew out of absolutely nowhere. And I
just know this is a squirrel.
Saw this like antlered creature lurching towards the car. And in my split-second decision, I could have either hit my brake or hit the accelerator, and I hit the accelerator. To be fair, I just hit something. I didn't know what I was hitting. I was like, I got to touch something in this car to make this car do something. Thank God I didn't hit the brake, because if I had hit the brake, the antlers would have flown straight into the back seat. And it was very close. And Ankur, who's making faces back there, he literally, like, I hit the accelerator so the car kind of like lurched forward. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like turning into this parking lot. And he looks at me and he's like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why that had to happen the first
to you.
time. And I was like, confirmation bias. It's like, I'm done.
You're like, I told you guys. I told this whole time. I said it was dangerous.
I'm done. I feel like that's the sign.
I'm going to clip this story, and like next time you get a job somewhere and they expect you to drive, we'll just submit this as evidence that it's probably for the best. It's that probably, she doesn't do this.
Honestly, production, like, take it out of my check. Just
like,
get me
honestly,
a ride.
Yeah. It's not worth it. She does not mean that. She doesn't mean that. Don't take anything from her check.
No, don't
keep her check as it is.
I'll walk to work.
I take a walk. Yeah, it's like broken boulevard of broken streets. I walk these empty streets.
Oh my God.
One day my friend will confidently drive. She'll drive. I'll take out the car. She'll drive well, and it'll be great.
Watch me get like a racing film next, like F1 the sequel.
F1. It would be so hilarious, because I do want that for you. I'm just imagining that call where you're like, yeah, no. Like, obviously.
Well, the funny thing is, if like work's involved, I'm like, absolutely.
No,
can you drive a stick shift? Yes.
Yes.
Can you ride a horse? Yes.
Yes.
Can you surf? Yeah.
What is the okay? We're gonna go into first time experiences. So like I said, Anuja is a fabulous actress, and the first time experience she's gonna be sharing is her first like acting job rejection. But before we do that, we'll decide if I keep this or not. What's the biggest lie you've told of like, I can do this for an audition?
Oh, so many.
There's so many accents that I said that I'm fully an expert at. And I've been from way more countries than I actually am, because I'm from one country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stay putting on multicultural, like multiracial. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'm every woman.
That's not that bad.
It's not bad. I've said I can ride horses.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Mind you, I went to Portugal after your wedding, got on a horse, nearly lost my life, did not do well. I was freaking out. There's a video of me.
Oh my God.
They put me on the biggest horse, which does not help the situation.
And they're so much taller than you think they are. Right?
No, they're, yeah, I grew up with horses. I should have been fine.
A horse riding is like an easy one. I mean, like, I exaggerate my stuff sometimes,
skills.
But like, I think that's pretty
normal.
Common. But I think actually, this is very funny because it happened recently. There was like a project circulating, and anytime I kind of hear something, I like message my manager. I'm like, hey, did you hear about this? And he was like, yeah, I heard about it, but I just don't think it's a right fit for you.
Okay.
And I was like, why? And he's like, I think it's like it's gonna require a lot of like ninja warrior stuff. And I was
You're
like,
saying I can't fight?
And then he literally immediately wrote, no offense to your ninja skills. And I was like,
every offense.
Who said I'm not a ninja?
Every offense.
I was like, I can figure it out.
I believe in you. I'd be so offended if somebody was like, it requires ninja skills. I should have been the first person you thought of.
Also, like, what are we talking when we say ninja skills? I feel like everything is figure outable in the contract, right? Body doubles. Maybe?
How many classes could it be? 1 month?
Everything is figure outable.
Yeah, a body double. Yeah, she got a job where they needed somebody to drive, and she still managed to do it.
Yeah, there we go. We figured it
out. Okay, now on to the topic.
Yes.
Set the scene. How old were you?
Wait, so is this the worst rejection or
do you
the
want to do the worst?
Rejection?
Which one?
There are two different ones.
They're two different ones?
The first one wasn't the worst one.
Okay.
But the first one hurts pretty bad, I feel.
Okay.
I think, I'll tell you the first one. Well, both of the times that I qualify them as rejections is because I was fired.
Okay.
Which I feel like is an important distinction to make because rejection is such a part of our job.
It's every day, truly.
Actually, rejection is the more common feeling we get because booking things, you're always going to get more rejected than you get booked.
Of course.
But getting fired is specifically painful because you are operating as if you have the job.
Yeah.
So
So start from how old were you?
I was probably 22, 21 or 22.
Okay, so right out of college?
I was in my senior year of college or right out of college, one of those.
Okay.
So long ago now. But I had gotten a part to be in a play and I had gotten the lead, which was like, in my mind, a little bit of not a fluke, but like I felt very lucky that I had gotten the part. And then I had done that play and then the play came back to do a different reading. And I had to go through the audition process again. But when things are in development and especially in theater, the first round will be a certain thing. And then the second round, they'll bring on new creatives and new executives and new people. Yeah. And so I had auditioned another time to be a part of the same project, but I think everyone felt like I was the shoo-in for it because I had already booked the lead the first time.
Okay, so just for clarity for people who are not in the acting world. So the first set of like round that you got the role. Yeah. The play wasn't in like full production in front of an audience.
No, it wasn't. It was a reading, which is basically like it's not really for an audience. It's you perform it for people in the industry and it's in a studio and it's not really on a stage. It's kind of like
it's like to secure funding, right?
Yes. And it's also a creative development process. Yeah. But you need to cast it because you need actors in it to try to read the lines and sing the music and all of that good stuff. So I did the first reading and
killed it.
Thank you. And then it kind of went away and then I continued on. And then it came back when it was ready for another round. Yeah. And so I went through the audition as normal. I obviously had made really good relationships from the first time I did it. Yeah. And so I did it and I got the part. And I was like, okay, great. I'm going to do it again. And arguably the second time around, I was much more confident because I had already done this exact show and this exact role. The only thing that was changing was like some of the creative process. Yeah. And I remember it was going great. And
you were in rehearsals. She was like,
I was in rehearsals. I was like doing the thing. And then there was a day where I think a bunch of people had come in, a bunch of executives have come in and they wanted to kind of watch what we were up to. Okay. And I treated it as a work in progress. Yeah. But I think looking back, if I were to tell my younger self, like anytime anyone important is coming to watch you, like it's not you're performing. Like it is not a work in progress. Like you are. It's they're not watching rehearsal you anymore. Keenly because they have a vested interest in making sure the product goes well.
Of course.
I think I didn't realize that, and
because you were 21. So.
Well, yeah, and I think whatever they saw, they might have felt like uncomfortable, and I think it was particularly because this was a musical, and I grew up singing, but I think at that time I had much more training in acting and I wasn't like investing as much in my vocal performance. And
she has a beautiful voice for the record. She does.
But it's like a totally different world when you get into that strata of Broadway and all of that. And I think this round of the show, music was being placed in an extreme priority. Okay. And I guess I didn't match up to what they were worried about achieving. Mm-hmm. And so I came home and everything was great. And I got a call at like 11 p.m. and rehearsal was the next day at 9 a.m. Okay. And I got a call and it was like this.
Who called you?
It was the director. And she's an amazing, amazing, amazing woman. I look up to her so much. Yeah. But I will remember like feeling so gutted because I was so embarrassed.
What was the conversation? Like, did she explain exactly what happened or was it just?
I remember her saying, I remember her always being in my corner. Mm-hmm. And I think that was really important for me. But she basically said, it's out of my hands and it has to do with the music. And the music's very important for this round. And I don't want, and she had a little bit of a motherly feel towards me. So I think that she was worried that at that young age, that's something that can really gut somebody pretty bad. And to be fair, it did. Yeah. But she kind of said, do not let this define the fact that you are not meant for this or all of these things. So I didn't show up to rehearsal the next day and my replacement was there in the morning.
Which begs the question, how can there be a replacement less than 12 hours after somebody was cut?
Also, it's a humility thing, right? Because you realize that everyone is replaceable. Yeah. And
And immediately,
I
so
think it
apparently.
wasn't as bad. Like losing the gig wasn't as bad as the fact that like I had to get a bunch of phone calls from my friends that I had made by then being like, why aren't you here? And I had to say that because they didn't like me enough for this one. And that was so tough at that age. But I think, oh my gosh, like my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, was so supportive. And I was, oh
yeah,
my
I was
gosh,
gonna say, so you get the call. Was Encore around?
He wasn't around with me, but he was living in New York.
Yeah.
And I remember just calling my mom.
I was gonna say, who was your first call?
Well, I called my mom.
Okay.
And my mom picked up because it was late at night, and she was like, what happened?
Worried about you, yeah.
And,
of course.
And she was so gutted because we were all really excited about this one. And the worst is like when you already celebrated and you're like ready to do it, and then you kind of feel silly for celebrating it, and you go through all of these things. But
yeah,
that was the first time, and it happened pretty early on.
Yeah.
And
right out of college, yeah.
Yeah, it was a rough one. But
I remember you called me the next day, I think the next afternoon.
I did, yeah.
And like you started off the call, because I think you've had some time to process it. You started off the call like calm. And then we were talking, and then you started like bawling, crying, and you're like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And again, because you're 21, this was the first like opportunity of your dreams.
Yeah. And you feel like you earned it, you know, but then that was another thing. You realize like, gosh, you know, even when you get the parts, like, stuff can happen, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's what you said. You were like, I didn't expect that after.
You get the part, something to happen. Yeah. And that was a eye-opener. But then the next week was like everyone like calling me. Like I said, my boyfriend at the time, my now husband, was so amazing. And he was like, this is not it. You have to find a way to pull through now. These are the things people talk about when you get in this business, and why it's so hard. And I remember when the producers of the show had like sent me a bouquet of flowers. And I opened the door and I was like, oh, like, I don't want flowers. I want to be in the show. But it was very sweet. And then I remember my manager called me and he's like, you know, they're still going to pay you, right? And I was like,
wait.
Okay. Well, I mean, because they contracted my time.
Yeah, you had signed the contract. Low key, my tear would start drying up at that. I'd be like, wait, hold on. Okay.
No, I mean, I agree. Like that was nice. But, you know, at that age, I was just so hungry for work. And yeah, so anyway, that was the first one. And, you know, life moves on. You move on and you try to maintain. And actually, what's funny is the round that I got cut on ended up going all the way.
Okay.
And being on stage. And I went and I watched the show.
Yeah, she did. And I went to the after party for that with everybody. And
I watched the show, and I felt... At that point, I felt like it was important for me to go watch the show because I was like, you know, these are all my friends. And they all did it.
And it was in development for years.
It was in development for years. And the girl who ended up getting the part, who replaced me, is genuinely one of the most talented actresses and singers, I think, in the world. She's incredible and she deserves it all. And I really I remember when I saw that, you kind of understand. You're like, oh gosh, if that's for the singing especially, if that is the caliber they're looking for, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, and they made the right choice. And you
see, humility will get you far.
Well, also you can't really get there until you've cried it out. But
You know. it took a little while.
But I got there.
You got there in the end. We got there in the end.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. Was there any advice from that rejection that's still relevant to this day that you still think about? Did anyone say anything, whether it's like the director or Encore or yourself to you or anybody, where you're like, oh, I need to just keep this with me because the business is
so
what
many
it is.
I've had so many amazing people around me. I have so many artists in my family. You're an artist. You're such so many of those calls go to you too, by the way. You, Sapna, my sister.
Yeah.
But I think I lean on my dad a lot.
Yeah.
My dad was a child actor, and he started working at the age of 4.
So good.
And he's just been in this game for a really, really long time with much higher stakes than I had ever, even so far that I've ever experienced, because he was working with all the biggest superstars in India.
Yeah.
And I remember I lost the part, and he allowed me to cry. And then he was like, "You want to quit?"
Oh.
I was like, "What?" should I? Because I think I might have been my like crying tantrum being like, oh, this is so hard.
This is
I should
so
just
unfair.
quit. And he's like, okay, then quit. And then that kind of like stunned me. And he said, if these kinds of small things are going to make you want to quit, then you're not, you're not ready, because it's only going to get worse, and it's only going to get worse for much bigger things. But what you're going through right now, for all intents and purposes, is rare.
Yeah.
Once you get it, it's yours.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm glad this happened to you on something this early.
Yeah.
Because now you know it can happen, and now, like, welcome to the world, I guess. And
welcome
that kind of woke me up. Because I did wake up the next day and I was like, okay, well, time to move on.
Yeah. Because if I'm not quitting, then I do simply have to move on. That's actually a great shout out to Lanky Uncle. Love you.
We love you.
That is actually a great advice of like, this is only the beginning, and this is baptism by fire, essentially.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a great way to
feels
put it.
like the end of the world, but truly the beginning, because again, you went on to do so many incredible projects after that.
Thank you.
Imagine you had quit. What would you do?
I don't think I could, because I don't think I can.
What would you have done at 21-year-old if you had quit acting?
I would have continued on my job, but I would have felt
no. Yeah. No.
Actually, my boss at the time was like promising me that I would quit. She was like, she was saying, you need a promise that you're gonna quit when you get a job.
Aww.
Which was very sweet.
That is
really sweet. I was her assistant,
sweet.
and I would like do all this crazy work for her and like run around all over the city, but she was so supportive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to do a quick comparison to the worst rejection and why this one, like how it's different from the first. Because the first is, again, like you got it and you got fired, and it's the first one. That already feels like such a gut punch.
Yeah.
And a no good, very bad time.
Yeah.
So what makes the worst one the worst one? The scale, I would imagine.
The scale and the fact that I was flown. It was my first TV gig, actually. I got my first guest star spot on a Fox show.
Okay.
And it was shooting in Chicago, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on TV. Because until then, I had only done theater.
Yeah.
And it was a network procedural for Fox, and I got a guest star role, and the audition process was brutal. And, it was like a very, very heavy audition. It was very emotionally taxing.
Yeah.
And I threw myself into it, and I like got my acting coach involved, and I was like, oh God, I'm going to really, really do it. And I booked it, and I remember being so excited that I booked it. And then I got flown to Chicago, and I went there. I checked into my fancy dancy hotel, and I'm like getting all of this
paid
like
for.
TV,
what's up?
and then we're going to go to a fitting. I did my fitting. And then after the fitting, they said, do you have time for a quick table read of the episode?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. I mean, I'm here. Why not?
Yeah.
So we go, and I'm sitting at this table with all of these series regulars of this show, and I'm trying to like be all casual.
Hey.
And we're going through the episode, and the episode is extremely, extremely heavy in nature. Okay. Like it was a legal procedural drama, and I played a convicted felon who was on stand for like basically murder, but it was a lot more complicated than that. And
yeah.
And it was religiously oriented, and it was really heavy.
Oh, very interesting.
And so we're reading this
heavy ass episode.
And I'm looking around, and everyone's eating lunch while reading the episode.
Okay.
And all the regulars are doing this table read in between their shooting day, right? So they like are getting lunch, and we're doing this. I think it was like, I don't know if it was an hour or half an hour prime time.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, and people are kind of like giggling and kikiing, and like not like they weren't fully in the
scene.
And then I felt suddenly a little bit unsure of how to navigate my reading.
Okay.
Because my reading required a lot of deep bawling and screaming and crying.
Okay.
And it felt inherently awkward to throw myself into the scene when like someone's like pasta
having
salad
Caesar
right next
salad
to me.
Right there.
Literally
like,
pasta salad. And everyone's like kind of giggling. But then there was a big mounted television with like the executives from LA.
Okay.
Watching.
Once again, the damn executives.
And the director was sitting there, and I kind of just matched the pitch of everyone else. So I didn't joke around, but I kind of read it cold, we say. Like, it's kind of, I read it a little bit more, stayed.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
She didn't do a performance. Yeah.
Well, because I didn't think I was still auditioning.
Yeah.
You know, I thought of course. Like I said, I thought I had the part. And I think when I got back to my hotel room, I got a call and they got totally spooked by me. And I think it was because I was so young, right? Like I hadn't had a bunch of credits.
Yeah.
And so once again, I got fired off the table read. And I was so like confused because that one felt a little bit like, well, I could have performed it, but I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, what the vibe was.
And then I learned you always perform on the table read because if people are watching. So that's why I think going back to that old lesson of like, you can't conduct yourself as a young actress. You cannot conduct yourself the way seasoned actors who have been in this game for a very long time do because you haven't earned that privilege. Everything is still something that you should be pushing to show what you've got. And I think I didn't have the guidance.
Yeah. And I think, it is. I think for any actors watching this and starting off in their career, it is the fact that like you're constantly proving yourself over and over again, even if you have the job.
Yeah.
Until, you know, you're Julia Roberts. So.
And also like the lessons you learn along the way are important.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the interesting thing about me specifically was that every time something happened, it wasn't, I had already known I was good enough to get the part.
Yes.
Right? Like I always, so it wasn't enough for me to be like, maybe this is wrong for me.
Of course. Yeah. You weren't like, I'm a bad actor. This is why it happened.
Or like that I'm not bookable or something. Yeah. So at that age, you're trying to make sense of everything.
Yes, of course.
But I think it's important to learn along the way. And sometimes you can't learn unless things just happen to you. Because for example, if you were at that table read,
I was going to say, I wouldn't know.
Maybe your energy or your delivery or your body language or anything about you wouldn't have. And honestly, it could have been my reading. It could have been the fact that I was nervous. It could have been the fact that I was dressed maybe not the way that they envisioned the character. Because I remember I had like full glam and like hoop earrings, and maybe it was like they weren't able to envisage me.
You might have also looked too young for this character.
Who knows? And there's 100,000 things. But the truth is, the lesson isn't what you can do differently all the time. It's maybe just surrendering to the fact that there's so many things outside of your control.
Yeah.
And getting okay with that. And it's still hard.
Yeah.
I went through something like 2 days ago where it's like, it's not getting easier, you know, but it's part of it.
It is a part of it.
Yeah.
And again, as long as you're not going to quit, you just have to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
I think, right, like you were, I'm an actor, her sister is an actor. Anuja was the one who like started on this path first. So there are so many lessons that I think both me and Anisha got to watch from the sidelines because you were going through it. And like, which sucks for you, friend. Love that for me. Because
no, but we learn from each other. I mean, like I've learned so many things from seeing your journey too.
Yeah, but like
and we're still so young.
We're still young and hot. You see it. But like watching from the sidelines, your heart being broken because you really, really put your heart and soul into this. Like, Anuja is a true, like, an artist. She cares so much about the craft. Like, she does so much research and she dedicates herself. She'll stop, like, everything in her life to focus on an audition. Not, like, a role she has, but, like, on a random audition. A lot of people don't do that. But she cares so much about the art and doing the story and the character justice. So watching you put that much effort in it, and then you know, like watching your heart break when you don't get it. Like not always, right? Like you're very good about being like, okay, I didn't get that, whatever. That's life. And
some
then
hurt more than others.
Yeah, some like
also
get
you love me, so you're biased because you don't want me to be sad.
Yeah, like it's sad, but then also like it is also like a. Damn, this really the life.
Yeah.
This the life we chose too.
I mean, my husband and I have regular conversations with each other like, what are we doing? Why do we do this? And then we wait 10 minutes and we're like, oh, because it's the best job on earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. How would you describe being on set? Like, if you could use 3 words
Mm-hmm.
when you're working, when you're on set,
Mm-hmm.
what is that feeling for you?
3 words. I feel like in flow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's something really cool about being on set because it's like you're working in a symphony.
Okay.
Like literally similar to a symphony, like all the instruments have to go together.
Yep.
All of the people who work on set have to be synergistic.
Yeah.
Every department has to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a nonverbal thing. So I feel like it feels like a symphony.
Okay. Yes,
I always
flow.
say that. Also because, like, think about it. Like, if one department is off, the whole thing doesn't turn out right.
Fair.
So everyone, like the lighting, if the lighting's off, it's noticeable. If the wardrobe's
sound,
off, it's noticeable.
yeah.
If the actors are off, it's noticeable. If camera's off, it's noticeable. And it's actually kind of miraculous to get all of these strangers to work together to make a cohesive product. And I always get stunned by and humbled by that.
Of course.
So it feels like a symphony.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like flow because I feel the most present at work.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit of an anxious brain. So when I'm at shut up.
Well, y'all heard her car story.
Yeah,
you know.
I do have an anxious brain, but there's something about removing myself from me and being somebody else for a while and living in her body and having her experience and thinking and seeing the world through her viewpoint. It like liberates me from my Anuja anxiety.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that feels really good. And I honestly just think it's fun.
It is fun.
It's just fun. You get to pretend for a living. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's being able to tell stories to other people's stories is such a privilege.
Yeah, it's such an honor.
And even other people's writing. Like sometimes when you get a script, you're like, I'm this character because somebody somewhere created
Like
me
they birthed it. Yeah.
from their mind.
Mhm.
And it's so cool.
It is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're not gonna play a game today because I came late. Don't worry about it. But this was so fun.
This was amazing.
Thank you
so
for
much.
being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yay! I'm so proud of you. Everybody
I'm
check
proud
out
of
The
her.
Resident on Netflix. Also, a Hallmark Channel. She was on a holiday. What was it? Christmas with the Saints.
Christmas with the Saints.
Woo!
But don't watch it until Christmas.
Do not watch it before
Actually,
the day before
no one's allowed
Christmas.
to watch
Like
it
you
until
actually
Christmas.
cannot watch it until Christmas
I
Day.
forbid you.
Thank you so much. And where can people find you?
Well, in Jersey City.
No.
Where can you? Also, I shouldn't say that. Don't come looking for me in Jersey City.
She's not there.
I'm on Instagram. At Anuja Joshi.
And then
I will see you there.
She will see you there. And you can listen, follow, subscribe, comment to this podcast, our new pod on anywhere, wherever you get your podcast, on YouTube as well. Give us 5 stars on Apple and on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. To my tens of followers, thank you so much. I love you all so much.
We love all of you guys.
Yeah. Every subscriber counts. And goodbye.